There was no pronouncement before. I don't remember exactly now as to who mentioned that he never thought that the appointment of Secretary just was the same as the other secretaries that were mentioned, that the appointment was just temporary.
Well, the President, of course, closed this panel interview with a statement where he's saying that questions that were raised in this interview could help in his own rethinking of protocols and procedures, perhaps. And he's saying that this incident will not define this administration. Do you agree with that?
I hope so. It's too early to say. If the government is not able to get up from this crisis, meaning that there will be other crises eventually that happens, God willing not, as bad as this one, and the government is not able to show decisiveness, then definitely this crisis will be the defining point. Okay. In fact, as we talk right now, I've been hearing so many talks about security. No, security meaning that, you know, already, I don't know if it's already part of the Filipino culture or not, that there might be some adventurers who would like to take advantage of the situation. But I'd like to say clearly that it's too early for us to say that, you know, this president is a failure. Kahit naman hindi mo sinuportahan na presidente ito, na kandidato, he's now our president. The failure of this president is the failure of every Filipino people. So let's try to find solutions to problems rather than just identifying who's to blame, who's supposed to resign, and so on.
And would Filipinos, in, you know, as you say, in our culture, be more forgiving if the person that they, if the president himself says, "I am not perfect"?
Well, that's part of the...
well, he said he apologized, so in short, he's saying, "I am sorry."
That's right.
Now he's saying, "I am not perfect."
Yes, it's part of the whole equation. In other words, there are so many ingredients needed so that the actual recipe will be perfect. But that should not be all as far as the pronouncement of the government. Clearly, the result of the investigation should be conclusive.
Okay. He said it would be fair.
That's right. So, if the result of the investigation is conclusive and acceptable enough, hopefully we will get past this crisis.
All right. Well, this is obviously not just the first test, or not the only test, if I may say, for President Aquino. It's just a fledgling government. Many other issues, hopefully, will be resolved better in the coming days. Although I think the issue of factionalism will be one of the issues that he has to tackle first.
Yan ang unahin niya. Because at the end of the day, as I've mentioned, in all organizations there are factions. But the reason why the factions become significant is when the leadership fails to weigh in on these factions.
All right. Well, hopefully that too will be addressed by the Chief Executive. In the meantime, Professor Edmund Tayao, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to have you on ANC.
Okay.
And that will do it for Harapan with President Aquino here on ANC. You can catch the interview again tonight at 6:30 and also at 10:30 p.m. There will also be a replay on Saturday at 1:30 in the afternoon and on Sunday at 7 in the morning. I'm Tony Velasquez. Keep it here on ANC.